Let's get started here. We're listening to a little bit of Cinammon by Sunsquabi and Late Night Radio as we dive into the demo for Simmetri 3D Text. This is a external plugin that I made in Simmetri. Here we're running it in the editor. However, this is going to be in a .exe format for you to run on a Windows computer, and it's not Mac compatible or Linux compatible yet. So the Simmetri limitation is it's only exporting .exes as of right now. So let's go ahead and dive into the Resolume side of things. First and foremost, let's go ahead and check our arena preferences here. Control comma, we'll go to, if you likely are in general, go to OSC. You're going to make sure your OSC input is enabled and it's listening to 8000, the incoming port, and the OSC output is enabled and it's probably going to be set to broadcast at first, or localhost, or a specific IP address for you. Make sure it is on localhost, and the outgoing address will be grayed out 127.0.0.1, and the outgoing port is 8001. Now, eventually our Simmetri 3D Text plugin will support NDI out, and you can have it running on a separate computer from the Resolume server and use OSC over the network and NDI into Resolume. But for now, we're using Spout. So in order to get the text in, we have some effects and some sources. And we are going to go ahead and drag the Simmetri 3D Text effect onto the composition layer. Now, it's really important that it only goes on the composition layer for a number of reasons. There's less coding involved in the OSC parsing in order to make it only come from the composition, and it's actually more efficient coding. Not only is it less coding, because as we drag this effect onto our composition, we need to go to our Control-Shift-O, or shortcuts, edit OSC, and we will see under the shortcuts options there are some presets that you can create, custom presets, or you can output all OSC messages. Well, if you have a preset, you have to go through and we can look at the default, and we have to go through every single OSC command and enable its output. So that's all fine and good if you have a specific show that you need specific parameters out. And there was an opportunity that I tried in order to allow the Simmetri 3D Text effect plugin to go anywhere, was output all OSC messages. I gave that a try and gave Simmetri 3D Text effect the opportunity to go on clips and layers, and it worked. But what this does is this outputs everything, all of your layers, their clip position. This outputs any effect that's changing. This ended up really bogging down the CPU. So until there's a better option, I went for a preset, and I'll include this preset in the bundle you download, and it automatically enables all the outputs for the Simmetri 3D Text plugin. Now, if you have your own OSC programming and your own show going, it's not that hard. It's only like, I don't know, a couple dozen effects to enable the output of. You would go into HSB here, and actually I need to enable these here. This will be a great little demonstration of how you enable your OSC outputs. Boom, look at that. Just enabled HSB for LL color. Let me make sure that, would you look at that, ML color is not enabled. So we're gonna go ahead and enable these. And as soon as we're done here, let's check out RL color. It's likely not enabled either. Would you look at that? We're gonna go ahead and finish that up here. All right. So all of our OSC outputs are enabled. We can, as soon as we hit escape on the OSC mapping, it'll save. And then now we have the effect on the composition, and if we hit play in Simmetri, your play button will look similar to this. We can change something here. We'll type in hello, and as we go back to Simmetri, would you look at that? It says hello. So how do we actually get this in? We get this into Resolume using the Spout server Simmetri 3D Text, and we'll go ahead and put that right here. And you saw the type text change. We'll reses, enter. I can type. Hello world. Alright, and so then you also have a text font section. So this actually accesses the Windows font settings. And if you just go to the search menu and type in font, there it is, font settings. I have a bunch of fonts and demo fonts downloaded, and you can literally type in the name. So this is Boots and Spurs, so it's got to be exact to that name right there. I believe it's case sensitive at the moment. I'll probably work on making it not case sensitive. So if I type in Boots and Spurs, but Boots and Spurs, and then hit enter. Aha. Changed something, but it doesn't seem to exist. So let's just go with something I know works. Let's type in AIN. AIN is a great font. We can increase the text size. We can increase the extrusion depth. Here we go. Oh, that's another cool one. Beigely. Beigely looks like oranges. Now, Beigely is a complicated text effect, and leave the extrusion. No, yeah, I updated the extrusion depth. I was getting some bogging when adjusting the actual text shape size, but I managed to find a scale parameter that works identically and gives us any depth you want. I don't have a way to change lines yet. Let's try \n. No, that doesn't work yet. I'll be able to format these strings soon enough here. What if we, yeah, just hitting enter doesn't allow you to create a new line. I'll probably have a special, maybe a couple lines that you can type into. But either way, you know, you can change the text spacing. Here we're going to probably see some of the bogginess of Beigely with it updating a second after. If we went to something like Calibri, really basic, and you can see, look, it's still updating from the spacing. So that particular parameter is a little boggy in Simmetri. So we're going to go ahead and check out who we're listening to now is some Chak Chel by Ganja White Knight. It's a CloZee remix of it. Ooh. So we're going to bring these back in. We can see we have Hello World and Calibri, and look, the spacing responds a lot more quickly with a less complicated font. We make italic, bold, any of that jazz. Change the text color here with an actual picking text picker. And if we go in HSP, make sure that's there. It's interesting.